Since 2007, Alaska Airlines has made a significant commitment to lean. The company has built a culture of continuous improvement into every element of its operations. Kaizen, or ongoing improvement, plays a critical role in this achievement. Ben Minikuchi, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, recalls it wasn't always this way.
I remember going up into the ramp tower, which is at the airport. It's where they look at the whole ramp operations, every other airline that operates. And it was shocking to me when I looked at our operation from a bird's eye view and realized how poorly we were at executing basic functions. And I realized we needed help. We needed to take what we were trying to do and really lean it out, because there was a lot of non-value added steps we were doing that just didn't make sense. I would look at one side of the airport to the other and saying, those airlines are not doing what we're doing. Why?
Through a journey of bringing lean processes to the airline and its partners, ramp operations now employ 5 S techniques for equipment at the gates. Areas for equipment all have been painted and labeled so items such as fuel, tugs, and baggage carts can be quickly located when needed. This contributes to a faster turnaround of planes at the gate. In the past, the airline had trouble keeping track of its baggage carts and regularly found itself short, impacting the ability to deliver bags to baggage claim in a timely manner. With 5S, that issue no longer exists. Captain John Ladner, Managing Director, Seattle Operations, knows it's standardized, efficient processes like this that make a difference, especially when they impact the ability to get planes back in the air.
Airplanes really only make money when they're flying, so we want to shorten that length of time that they're on the ground. Through lean processes, we time out everybody's interaction with the airplane when it's on the ground and with each other, so that everybody that's touching the airplane can efficiently do their jobs, get that airplane turned around, get it back in the air, and making money for the airline.
Making a process more efficient doesn't have to mean overhauling everything at once. It can start with something as simple as opening the aircraft doors sooner upon arrival.
We used to average 4.5 minutes to open up a door back in 2006 or 7. And we said, we got to do that in a minute. We worked on process. They said, well, if you have the jetway positioned this way, and if the wheels are positioned that way, if it's so far away from the airplane, if the airplane always parks in this position, can you pop the door open and bring down the canopy? And we do it today. So when you take 3 minutes and multiply it by 500 flights a day, that's 1,500 minutes. That's more than one airplane of utilization that comes back that puts $30 million back into the operation.
In lean training classes, employees are taken on a Gemba walk, referred to internally as a waste walk, around the airport to sensitize work teams to areas that could benefit from process improvement. Ideas regularly come from this simple activity.
One of my first projects was to work on process improvement for our tier match program. Tier match is where an elite flyer from another airline can come over to our mileage plan department and we'll match their same status level with our equivalent.
So one of my first projects was focusing on productivity for getting our aircraft turned.
So the problem was for this, the processing time for those requests took up to 20 minutes. Due to the demand, it actually took about 5 to 6 weeks to get back to the customer.
We only have 30 minutes to turn an aircraft. So typically there would be staff there for 4 or 5 people.
We were able to look at the areas of waste and cut the steps from 70 to 37, and we actually got our processing time. Currently it's at 2 minutes, and it is a 4-day turnaround to the customer.
We got it down to 2 people, so that helped with our productivity. Everybody knew what their role was, what their responsibility was, and it proved to be more efficient.
Another recent project focused on improvement in customer service centered on passenger boarding and deplaning. A typical aircraft boarding process means passengers enter in a linear fashion through the main door at the front of the cabin. Delays often occur, making it difficult to turn the plane quickly. Allison Fletcher and Joe Bowers analyzed the process.
The primary problem with single-door deplaning has been just how long it takes passengers to get off the plane.
If you've ever sat on the plane and been in the very back row, it feels like forever for people to get off, even though it's about 8 minutes.
Imagine a really long flight from Seattle to Orlando. You've been trapped on the back of the plane for 5+ hours, and passengers just so desperately want off the plane.
With over 180 passengers on the largest of the 737 fleet, the team wondered if there was an opportunity to employ fundamental lean operations processes to improve passenger throughput for faster boarding and deplaning so on-time departures could be readily achieved even on the largest aircraft in the fleet. Alaska Airlines began experimenting with dual-door boarding and deplaning. By collecting passenger boarding and deplaning time data through the use of GoPro cameras in the cabin and staff with stopwatches on the ground, they discovered dual-door deplaning helped get passengers off the plane 2.5 minutes faster overall. For passengers in the back, they're off the plane 8 minutes faster. Seems like an obvious solution, but consider some less obvious costs. Real estate in an airport is among the most expensive per square foot. Dual-door deplaning requires taking up such space with a bulky mobile ramp. Additionally, there are concerns over staffing and potential aircraft damage.
You have to staff a dual-door operation in the sense of every ramp has to be pushed up to the aircraft and then it has to be marshaled in for the last 2 inches. And what marshaling in is making sure on those last little bit of approach that the ramp doesn't actually push in and dent the skin of the aircraft and damage it.
By allowing our passengers to deplane the aircraft faster, this actually gives us, our vendors, access to the aircraft faster and allows us to start boarding more quickly. So that gives us more time for the boarding process and ensures that we have an on-time departure for all of our flights using dual-door deplaning.
Dual-door deplaning has been really great for our customers. They've been able to get on and off the airplane in a more convenient manner and get onto their destinations.
With a strong lean culture, Alaska Airlines has made continuous improvement habitual. The sky's the limit on what processes will be improved next.